Hello, my name is Julian McDonald. I'm a DSA registered and approved driving instructor and I work for Elevate Driving School. In a moment, I'm going to run you through the show me tell me questions that are now being asked by the DSA driving examiners as part of the driving test. As the phrase suggests, there are two parts to this section. One is where the examiner would ask you to explain how you would do something. You'd need to tell the examiner. The second part of the section is where the examiner would ask you to physically show him how you would do something. Ensure that there is a minimum of 1.6 millimeters of tyre tread depth across the central 3/4 widths of the tyre, making sure that there's no damage to the sidewall. Check inside the manufacturer's handbook or the manual for the car, and that will tell you the recommended tyre pressure for both the rear and the front tyres. Locate and identify the engine oil filler cap, and if you need to fill up any more oil, this is where it would go. Identify and locate the engine oil dipstick. It usually has a ring pull. Pull out the dipstick carefully, wipe it with a cloth. Secure the dipstick back in its holder. Wait for 1 or 2 seconds. Again, remove the dipstick and make sure the engine oil level is in between the minimum and maximum marker. Identify the radiator header tank, making sure that the water, the level, is in between the minimum and maximum marker. Identify and locate the windscreen washer reservoir. Usually it has a diagram on the top. Take off the cap, have a look inside, and make sure that you can see some water. Identify and locate the power steering oil reservoir. Usually there's a diagram of a steering wheel on top of the cap, making sure that the steering oil level is in between the minimum and the maximum marker. Identify and locate the brake fluid reservoir filler, ensuring that the brake fluid level is in between the minimum and the maximum marker. Apply some slight pressure to the steering wheel. Here I'm pulling slightly to the left, and start the engine. And immediately the steering wheel becomes free. If the steering wheel should feel heavy or stiff, there may be a problem with your power steering. Identify and locate the window washer controls. To wash the window, just pull the lever slightly towards you. Hold it for a few seconds and release. Usually The rear window washer is located on the same lever as the front window washers. Here, I'm just going to hold it away from me for a few seconds, and that will activate the rear window wipe. Identify and locate the demisters for the car. Here is the fan. Turn on the auxiliary ignition and activate the fan. For the rear demister, if you look on the dashboard, you'll see a symbol, and activate the rear demister. Identify and locate the hazard warning symbol. Press this, then get out of the car, walking all around the vehicle, making sure that all 6 indicators are working. Check and locate the switch or the lever for the lights. Turn on the side lights, then get out of the car and make sure all your side and tail lights are working. Turn on the main headlights and then push the lever away from you, and you will see a light illuminates in the dashboard to tell you that your main beam is on. Only use this on an unlit road and when there is no oncoming traffic. Put your foot on the brake pedal, pressing down to the floor, and ask your friend or passerby to check behind to see if your brake lights are working. If not, look for a reflection off a surface behind the back of the car. An advisory note for you: once you begin to drive independently, if whilst you're driving your car and you brake and your car pulls slightly to the left or to the right, there's a problem with your brakes. First, turn on your headlights, then identify and locate your fog switch. Once activated, the fog light should illuminate in the dashboard. Only use this when road visibility conditions are poor or when there is fog. Identify and locate where the horn is. Usually there's a symbol, and press the horn. First, identify the mechanism that controls the height of the head restraint. It's usually located near the bottom of the stem. And then be sure that the headrest itself lies in line with the center of your head.